My name is Joyce Onyenedum and I'm a professor at NYU and I'm a botanist. So today I'll be talking to you about my very favorite tree species, which is the tulip tree, Liriodendron tulipifera. And this is an epic plant because it only has one relative in the entire world and the other cousin of it is in China, and there's one species in North America, and that is this guy here. It has awesome features such as being a big woody tree, and then it's got unusually large flowers for a Northeast, specifically a New York native plant.
The common name tulip tree comes from the fact that the flowers look like a tulip.
Would you disagree?
And to top it off, the leaves look like t-shirts. A perfect plant, my favorite plant, the tulip tree.
Today we're doing a taste testing of a New York City native plant, and that will be the serviceberry. Say it with me now, serviceberry. Also known as Amelanchier, which is a member of the Rosaceae family. Rosaceae family goes hard. It is roses, it is apples, it is strawberries, it is raspberries, it is cherries, and it is also our serviceberry here as well. I don't want you eating things randomly, so let's talk about how to identify the plant. So it's going to be a shrub, meaning that at the base you have multiple branching events right there. It's not one big leader in the center like a tree. The fruits range in color from, say, dark purple that's really ripe to more of a bright red that's a little bit less ripe. I'd recommend that you hit the red ones. They're a little bit more tasteful. Okay. Juicy, neutral, mildish, kind of like an apple with a lot less flavor, but look, it's free, it's in New York City, enjoy yourself. The #1 tree in New York City is, drumroll please, this guy here, the London plane tree. Today we're talking about the London plane tree, also known scientifically as Platanus acerifolia from the Plantaceae family, with 100,000 individual trees across our landscape. One of the reasons that the London plane tree is so successful in New York, but not only in New York, other urban centers such as London and Madrid, is because it is pollutant resilient because of its bark. Do you see this right here? It's exfoliating on its own, meaning it is shedding its own bark. What is that familiar? It's like how we, once a week, twice a week, we exfoliate our own skin to remove the dead surfaces, to remove all the bacteria off of our skin. These guys, they accumulate the pollution on their bark, the particles from the atmosphere, and then they're able to shed it and regrow new bark. Did you know that across the 7 million trees in New York City, it's really just about 15 species in total? Well, New York City Parks has been expanding that diversity, including this new kid on the block here. This is the golden rain tree. It has the coolest fruits ever. Come, let me show you what I'm talking about. It's lantern-like fruit. Indeed, this is the fruit developing. There should be seeds inside. Open it up with me. OM Jizzle. Do you see that? Here are the seeds developing in the middle of the fruit here. That looks like a lantern. When it was flowering, which was a couple weeks ago, we had these yellow little flowers. A lot of people miss them. I'm going to show you a photo here. Fantastic. But why did they pick this plant? Okay. Who is this plant? It's an Asian species. It's not a native species. Okay, that's fine. But it does well in New York because it is drought, pH, and pollutant resilient. Just like us. And today, I'll be talking to you from Central Park about one of the most common street trees in the city of New York. That would be the honey locust. The scientific name is Gleditsia triacanthos. And this one is fascinating because, come on in, I will show you the key feature. It's got what? Thorns. It's a dangerous one. And what's really cool right now is we can actually see thorns in the making. So here's a new one forming. It's green when it just initiates, and then over time it becomes brown and hard and thorny, just like that, right? You also know you're looking at a honey locust, a Gleditsia, because of following features. We have small little leaflets on something called a compound leaf. So this entire apparatus here is one leaf called a compound leaf with tiny little leaflets. You also know if you see the pairing of that leaf with this kind of big wavy bean pod, then you're looking at a honey locust, okay? Have you seen this fruit in New York City recently? Well, this comes from the Cornelian cherry, also known as Cornus mass from the Cornaceae family. Let's look at the leaf first. It's got what's called opposite leaves. That means that they're on opposite sides of one another, and it's got got these really beautiful leaves where all of the veins are parallel to one another. They're not in this big reticulate network. And then guess what? Zoom in really close. I'm going to show you how you really know you're looking at a cornus. When you break the leaf, ooh, do you see that string? Do you see that stringiness? Those fibers there? That is the leaves of Cornus. But what we're here to do today is taste the fruit of Cornus moss. All right? Let me put on my chef hat. Let's taste it. Very tart. Not that sweet. Kind of stressful. Yeah? Okay, probably good for a jam, not really good for just off the branch like this, but it's not necessarily for us. It's for the birds, it's for our wildlife, but maybe take a taste if you see it. I'm at Central Park today, and I'll be talking about a native plant called the American linden tree, also known as Tilia americana from the Malvaceae family. That would be the cotton family, actually. So let's talk about this beautiful specimen here. Bring it in, bring it in. One of my favorites. I love big trees. This is a large tree. Take a look at the trunk there. Shall I hug it? Big tree. And let's get closer to some of the more detailed features. So what do we have here? We have something called simple and alternate leaves. So simple meaning at each of these intersections at the branch here, we have one leaf. Alternate meaning that they stagger. Okay, so we have simple and alternate leaves. And something you'll notice, of course, if you look very closely, is it's kind of a heart-shaped. Yeah, heart-shaped leaves. But really, what brought me to this specimen today is that it is finally flowering. Why is that a celebration? Is because the bees love this plant. They get a lot of nectar from this plant, from the nectar inside of the flowers. So take a look at our beautiful flowers here. Come closer. At the base of these flowers is where the nectar is going to be stored, and the bees are going to have a celebratory summertime. So celebrate the heart, celebrate the sugar. It's summertime in New York. Today we're talking about two plants that have kind of similar names but very different plants. We have this guy here, Hydrangea quercifolia, and then we have this one here, which is an actual Quercus. What is Quercus? Quercus is the OG gangster of all plants. Of course, that would be a what? An oak tree. The scientific name being Quercus. So this is a very iconic leaf shape that's almost exclusively in oaks, in Quercus, but in Hydrangea, far, far away, a totally different family, a totally different genus, a totally different life. Another thing evolved with similar leaves, and that would be the Hydrangea quercifolia. This is a hydrangea, not an oak, but the leaf looks like an oak, so therefore the full name is Hydrangea quercifolia, folia being the leaf, looking like an oak. Just a fun fact. My name is Dr. Joyce Onyenedum, and I'm a botany professor, and today I'm in Washington Square Park in New York City talking about this huge specimen here called Stephanolobium japonica, also known as a Japanese pagoda tree, okay? So don't let the name fool you. It's actually not a plant native to Japan, shockingly, even though it's in the name. We have we have beef with that. It's actually from China. Why does it get the name Japanese pagoda tree? Is because it is a very common tree in Japanese temples. So the Japanese pagoda tree is part of the Fabaceae family, meaning that it is the family with legumes. So that's going to be our peas, for example, and you're going to see some features that are familiar to you. So let's look at these flowers here. Those flowers, if you look really microscopically, will look very similar to the flowers of a pea plant or even a bean plant, and that's because they're in the bean family, also known as Fabaceae. Right now it's flowering, therefore in a couple of weeks we will start to see the emergence of fruits, but actually we can see an old fruit right here that dropped off. So here is the very strange, lumpy, kind of pinched fruits of the Japanese pagoda tree. And we'll also see, if we look at the ground here, a bunch of the flowers that are falling. So let me show you that pea-looking flower. So in summary, the Japanese pagoda tree, member of the bean family, is here flowering in New York City right now. It's got pea-like flowers that are gorgeous, and it's also soon going to give us these bean-like pods that are pinched and kind of weird and distorted. So take a look for a couple weeks from now. We'll be looking at the fruits.